Hey everyone, Shaedow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So as you can tell by the title and this screen that we're looking at here, we're about to rank up our Iceman. And then we're going to level him up and take him into the event quest right now. There's a Biohazard path and he is perfect for it. Alright, so let's go ahead and rank him up. And there we go. Now I'm going to do something that may offend a lot of people. I will not be using class ISO on this Iceman because I don't have any mutant class ISO. I've actually used it all up getting him to this point, and I was ranking up some other mutants, so I have no more. So I just got to do this. If what I have in the inventory is not enough, I'll start using skill, because if you'll recall in my last really big opening, I got lots of Punisher, 4-star Punishers, and lots of ISO. Something like 150 of them. Alright, so without further ado, let's do it. So why did I choose Iceman? I actually had some options, and one of the options I was thinking of going with was Sentinel. I've already taken Sentinel up to rank 3, so I could have gotten him to rank 4 very quickly, faster than I got Iceman to rank 4, and jumped back into the labyrinth already. But I have to deal with Magneto. So had I ranked up my Sentinel, I would also have to bring in a champion for Magneto, which would likely have been my Archangel. So I would have had Starkey, Archangel, Sentinel, which would have left me with only 2 slots for synergies. But this way, Iceman can do both, and it's perfect, and I can have 3 synergies. So that's why I went with Iceman, and he has a lot more utility. And to be honest, if I had ranked up Sentinel, he would have just ended up staying on defense. And there we go. Iceman is now rank 4, and he is ready for Labyrinth of Legends. Alright, so I'm doing the monthly quest right now, trying to fully explore it, and I have a path left, which is the Biohazard path. So I think that's a good showcase for him, because he's mostly utility. I can take him into Realm of Legends and go up against Winter Soldier as well, and I can take him into a series of duels, but I think that would be a good showcase of his utility, having to deal with that Biohazard. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so as you can see, I'm almost done. I'm working my way through all chapters. I started with chapter 3 and got that fully explored because I like to do the hardest first. I did Emma Frost first, then Omega Red. Now I jumped back to chapter 1. Almost done with that one. I believe this is the final path in here, and it's the Biohazard. Iceman, double immune, so he's perfect for this path. You also have Vision. He is double immune, of course. And Luke Cage, he is bleed immune. And we're going to take a look at why he's a good option for the Biohazard, for those of you who aren't familiar with Biohazard. Alright, so get in here. And let's take a look at what we're dealing with. Alright, so there's Biohazard. When struck, you have a 20% chance to inflict a bleed. They're talking about the opponent. Dealing 100% of attack as direct damage over 7.5 seconds. When blocking an attack, 50% chance to inflict a poison, dealing 100% of attack as direct damage over 7.5 seconds. So what that means is that if you have a bleed immune champion, you can at least hit them and you won't get the bleed damage. To avoid the poison damage, you just need to avoid hitting them while they are blocking. So treat it like explosive personality. Alright, so you just don't want to hit them while they're blocking and you're fine. So Luke Cage is okay as long as you don't hit them while they're blocking. But if you have a double immune like Iceman or Visions, that is perfect because you can just fight them like normal. Hit them while they're blocking to build up power if you want to do it that way. It's all good. Alright? So let's go ahead and start getting this path down. And Iceman has the class advantage here. And this guy, of course, he can be stunned as long as he doesn't have that armor up buff up, which he doesn't right now. Love Iceman's tankiness. Okay, he has the armor up now, so now I'm going to start baiting out his attacks. There we go. Get him with that L2, and it's over. Didn't lose but 2% of his health. Not bad. And he blocked that special, which is a pretty decent damaging special there. Alright, now for Bishop. Normally I would do Starkey against him, but of course we're on Biohazard. So we are going to go with Iceman. He's chopping him down. See, like right there, that would have been a poison. That's why I chose Iceman. That way I don't have to worry about it. I just fight like I normally do. Get some of that cold snap on you. Alright. Saw how I evaded that one. I let the beam hit me a little bit and then moved just to take away some of the damage. You know, it's not perfect. I don't have that timing down, but that way I take a little bit less damage than I normally would. Alright, now we got Venom, who is aggressive. Again, I would choose Starkey to fight him normally, but let's see Iceman. Alright, get to that L1. Then frost charges. Fight off that heavy, explode him. If you don't know about Iceman, you should learn. When he has those frost charges on him, you can execute your heavy to instantly explode them, and you do extra damage. Yeah, lights out for Venom. And not sure if you guys have heard, but Venom and Carnage are the next to get buffed. And say what you want about Kabam, when they buff up champions, they do a good job. Just look at what they've done, Luke Cage and Red Hulk. Alright, now this fight can be a little tricky. Yeah. Really do not like fighting him. Basically, you want to bait out his L1. Fortunately, good about tossing it. See all that damage that's getting done? Those charges are ugly. And it's over with. Don't sleep on Iceman. But I did notice something that you guys may have noticed. Even with those exploding charges, instead of killing him, it left him with like 1% health. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but a lot of people have reported that very same thing. And I've seen it, I don't know how many times. Alright, this Ultron soon will be mine. You get this Ultron for 100%ing the Labyrinth. I actually like fighting him over the other Ultron. because his evade is a little bit more predictable. So like when he fires off that special one, watch and see if he don't evade. Just show you guys. Okay, if he wants to throw it. Okay, boom, see? So when I go in, I know he's gonna evade. And so I'm just ready for it. See? Very predictable. That other Ultron seems to evade all kinds of crazy ways. Like in the middle of your combo. Alright, and that's him down. Very useful, this Iceman. I had an option of ranking him to 4, or maybe another solution in Labyrinth, because he's obviously not the only bleed immune. I could have taken Luke Cage up, for example, but Iceman, I think, has more utility overall, and since he's double immune and he's not susceptible to Magneto's magnetism, he was better for me, because this final path I'm going to have to face both Magneto and Guillotine. That's it for him. And so he can actually do both those fights, which allows me to bring in 3 synergies, which can be huge. Alright. I think this is the final. Oh yeah, got an ambush. And let's see. If he was awakened, he would never get a chance to do his evades. Oop, and there it is. Love that. And that is not just a Nightcrawler trick, as people would say. I actually used it when I was doing Labyrinth of Legends. When I was fighting Colossus, every time he went unstoppable, I would do that to make him block for a while and run out that unstoppable without having to give up a whole lot of distance. So not just useful for switching Nightcrawler, it's just that that's the biggest and flashiest thing that we see when we use that. And I've seen people use that in other areas as well, which can be useful, like against Crossbones. If you want him to have a lot of buffs, you know, for like say Voodoo or Morning Star's L2, then you can force him to block for a while, build up those Fury charges, and then hit him with that L2 and do a whole lot more damage. Alright, so this is the final boss here. Build up a few poise charges. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Come on. There we go. Get in that rhythm. Alright. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're mine. Come on. Done. Boom. And it's over with. Never got a chance to even attack. Starkey is a beast. No regrets making him my first rank 5. Alright. And yep, that's the last for that chapter. or quest, I guess, in that chapter. And what I'll do, as I usually do with these videos, is I'll finish it off with just a few duels. But you've actually seen just how useful he can be on a node like Biohazard. He's also good anytime you need an immune champion, and being triple immune can be very, very useful. Alright, so let's see some duels.
Okay. You've made a mistake saying I cannot run this race. It's playtime, I'm gonna crush your face. This is not a face. Hey guys, I know you feel that bass. Roll with that until you see my face. Rising from a thick layer of fog at midnight. There's a time and a place to kill it. I spill it, leak documents from a flaming tongue. Rappers acting so saintly when not long ago you were baking, cuz. And now they catch the aroma. Wonder what the kid is baking up. Add a little secret ingredient they're needing is something for waking up. My flow was caffeine and I'm the black king of spades. Much smaller cards than that scream you hear is mad heat. I am the daddy of cracking the bones of the flashiest chic. Brutality. No given. As I grow up in a robust prison, everything I think I need is already given. For some reason I am hardly living. Physical needs are what can't be controlled. Give a kid candy, take away his soul. Can't tell the difference between hot and cold. My senses are dimmed and I'm sold. As the credits start to roll, I wake up and I miss the movie. The people around me are swarming like they just saw something that's dooming. Now they're telling me that I miss a lot and I gotta go back and see it. Yet everyone who was watching came at that with a crooked demeanor. These subtleties and half-truths are running my country at large. Shipping this garbage by every ocean, I'm about to sink the barge. Health, war, famine, and money, get rid of those and we have no country. What happened to thinking people love me? These relationships feel so ugly. It's like we're speaking on the surface, but something sounds scripted about all the verbiage. Like everything we think came from another person, and we didn't take time to think if it's worth it.
Flawless victory.
As a service to only a few human perspectives. Now we got humanity's section by politics, culture, religion, perspective. None of us have accurate depth perception. It's been messed with, and I feel headless. No wonder I'm trying to convert that dude in the uniform to a dead bitch. Get this, my head is full of death, cause it's a dead ship full of phantoms and redness on the walls from blood shedded. No angels left in heaven, and in turn I'm the one they sent in. Close your eyes and get in. This is one hell of a head trip. Most isolated, now watch that echo. I'm isolated everywhere like presto. I don't really know how to keep a friend. Something that they don't get though. And that sparks like Roscoe. Now I'm f***ing with all your heads, yo. With the scope rooftop and I'm head low. Between heaven and ghetto, it appears that I'm on top now. Figured out there's layers to this. Apply to the cycle, now I can keep riding vibrant fineness when I pipe these hits. And I like this shit. Feels good expelling this energy. Anyone who comes this way looking for trouble is immediately gonna be sent to me. Something like a silent undertaker. I don't really need to do too much. Just sit here with the mirror to your face till you either decide to wake up or lose touch. I didn't come to make the choice for you. Cough if you choose not to make it. Excuse my hatred, I try not to say this. Just leave it for now and then use it verbatim. Try mates tell me stay up. I extend the same love to the same ones. When a world man is filled with fake ones, settled in lakefronts trying to shake up the whole scene. They lean on the things from the beams of the TV screens, latching on every single get-rich scheme. That's not the dream, and they're taking yours free. Hey Spike, why the f you gotta go there? We bump your music when we're drinking and we kick it. Friends and family, drinking liquor, good spirits. A lot of people I know don't wanna hear this. You're really asking for it, sonny. I really don't wanna do it. You insist on doubting everything I say and challenging the movement. Then the troops are called in. I was going easy on them, now I'm all in. Think you're strong enough? Then take us all then. Put a mask over the Sultan. Somewhere dark we assault him. Kill the king, kill the prince, kill them all then. Open the doors to the children of the fallen. An army of dictators couldn't match my space invaders. Take them in the trachea, if not mindful of what they're saying. And I'm not playing, I know it sounds pretending. I might be quite pretentious, here's some knowledge I'm lending. My name withholds a legend of a king losing his head in. That's my definition of he who had descended.
Alright, so this is the last fight of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching Iceman go to work. You see how he can take a hit He can also dish out some good damage. If you build up his frost charges and fire off a heavy, he does a lot of damage. Also his L2, if you time it right, does a lot of damage. And he's triple immune, poison, bleed, and incinerate. One of the few champions that can boast those immunities. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider smashing that like button. If you haven't subscribed to me already, please consider giving me a subscription. And you guys have a blessed day.